Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And in my last video we talked about dating mistakes that young adults make, so we're going to continue the part 2 of that video. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of times we all have made these mistakes. Like, everybody has made these mistakes. Anybody that says they've not made the mistakes, well, congrats to you, but a good number of us have made these mistakes. Some of us, even in our old ages, are still making the same mistakes. So don't beat yourself too much because of some of these mistakes that you've made in time past. The beautiful thing about life is you tend to make mistakes, work on it, and just get better. The problem is when you just make your mistakes and you don't get better, you just stay there and wallow in self-pity. No, we don't do that over here. In this channel, that's not what we do. In this channel, we teach ourselves how to be better. First thing on this list of the 10 mistakes to not do, or mistakes that most of us have done in time past, is when we get to meet new people, we tend to sacrifice other parts of our life for them, and it's wrong. You don't get to meet someone and all of a sudden other parts of your life no longer matters. You see this a lot. You see one of your girlfriends just got like a new man, and next thing she's cancelling plans with everyone. She's no longer doing the things that makes her her. She's no longer participating in things that she would ordinarily involve herself in just because she has a relationship. So you tend to see that a lot of times people now make the relationship that they have the be it and be all of their lives. So they no longer have like a life outside of that relationship. And it's bad because initially the reason why that person met you in the first place and is talking to you, interacting with you, and even liked you enough to want to date you is because they liked your lifestyle, they liked the way you lived your life. So why are you now ignoring or sacrificing other parts of your life just because you've gotten into a relationship? Where's the uniqueness in that? Don't you think that it's going to make you boring in the nearest future? And this is also what leads to people choking their significant others, because at the end of the day they come to realize that I've sacrificed other parts of my life. You have not done it. You see keeping your friends and all of that. You become too attached to them. I'm not saying don't get attached to your significant other. You can't get attached to whoever it is you're dating, but always be careful to ensure that you also have a part. You also have your life and you have like things going on for you. Your relationship should not be all that there is to you. It doesn't make any sense. I do not recommend it for anyone. It's never a good place to be in the first place. Like, just don't do it. Ensure that other parts of your life are still functioning. Go out, have fun, go to parties if you move that way. Go for meetings, have a job. Just have other interesting things happen in your life and not just the relationship. Another thing people do is they expect perfection from their significant others. Guys, nobody's perfect. And if you're not perfect, if the person you're dating is not perfect, why do you think or why do you expect that the actions towards you and the things they do would be perfect? So the reason why we're human beings and human beings are not perfect. Man in itself is inherently imperfect. Like, we're not perfect people. So why are you expecting perfection from the person you're dating? You expect that they'll call you every day, call you every time, do this, do this, do this. A lot of times, yeah, we don't even tell them what we expect of them. We don't tell them what we need them to do. We just sit and assume that they should know. I expect him to do this, I expect him to do that, I expect him to do this. When in actual sense, it's possible that this person doesn't even know what he's supposed to do with you. He doesn't know the things that will make you tick. He doesn't know the things you would like and the things you would not like. But you start to realize that we set people we date at a very high pedestal and we keep them there and set very unrealistic standards for them to meet up with, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't add up, because at the end of the day nobody is perfect. You're not perfect yourself. You're not changing on your life. You're not becoming 100 all of a sudden for someone. So why do you expect them to also be perfect? Why? And the funny thing is, we hold people with it to very, very unrealistic standards. And the funny thing is, we don't even hold our friends to such standards. I know you're about to say, but we're not dating our friends now. But still, if you understand that your friends are human, they make mistakes, it's normal for them to mess up. Why do you then think that because you're dating someone, the person cannot mess up, the person cannot make mistakes? It doesn't work that way. There should always be that room to understand that we're not perfect people. Everybody is working to be a better version of themselves, but generally we're not perfect, and you do not expect perfection from anybody unless you're setting yourself for heartbreak, because that's what happens. You know, put the person at a very high pedestal, expect the person to be all perfect to you. At the end of the day, you don't realize that I've wasted my time. This is not what I want. Just because you've put the person under undue pressure, and this can cause resentment, it can cause a rift in the relationship that you have. And I won't advise anybody to do this, because in your twenties, enjoy your time, enjoy the relationship that you have, understand that mistakes will happen, understand that errors will happen. But what matters is how you guys feel about yourselves and how really you have to work on the relationship that you have. Okay. Another thing people do, another dating mistake that people make is they talk about everything that goes wrong with their relationships to someone else. See, I don't like that behavior. That behavior doesn't make any sense. Like, why does your closest friend have to know or need to know that you're having issues in your relationship? Why are you bringing in third parties to your relationship? It doesn't make any sense. Like, avoid third parties in your relationship. If you want a relationship to last long, it's common knowledge that you should avoid third parties, because at the end of the day, you end up realizing that you both are just not the only ones in the relationship, and there's always like someone there, someone else is there trying to, I don't know, give you for lack of a better word to use, someone else is there deciding what happens in your relationship. For instance, if someone is overtly attached to his or her parents, you tend to realize that whatever happens in your relationship, you go to tell them, and these people at the other end give advices to them, and they come back to implement it in the relationship that you have without considering the dynamics that both of you are sharing or both of you have. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying that when there are issues of violence, domestic abuse, don't talk to someone. No, that's not what I'm saying. But to a very large extent, always try to limit external influences in your relationship, because it's when you go to keep talking to people about what's happening in your relationship, you begin to get advice that most sense doesn't make any sense. It's not gonna work. But I don't know why it just seems like you just want to get that third party interference in your relationship. So avoid it. It can lead to a relationship breaking. We've seen issues, situations where person A is dating person B, and then person B goes to tell person C, who happens to be her friend or his friend, that oh, this is what's happening. Next thing, person C is advising person this one, and next thing, commotion is happening in the relationship just because you guys failed to talk to yourselves, failed to resolve issues with yourself. As much as you can, as partners, you should be able to solve your problems yourself. Like, do not always go out seeking for external opinions or third parties involvement in your relationship. It doesn't always end well. You should be able to have conflicts in your relationship and settle those conflicts with yourselves without anyone interfering in this conflict resolution or in how you decide to manage these conflicts. That's a sign that you guys are actually matured. Well, what you see in people in their 20s is that they have a problem in their relationship. Next thing, they're talking to this person, telling this person, telling this person. At the end of the day, you're having five different people giving you relationship advice. And the worst part is, we don't even vet these people. Sometimes you just see this one, and I feel say this girl, she will notice she need to what's up. And then you just keep on blabbing and telling people that, oh, this is what's happening in my relationship, this is what's happening, this is what's happening. And you're getting like five alternative opinions. Which one are you going to pick? And don't be forget that most times people don't know how to sift through what they hear, the information that they have, the advice that they listen to. They don't know how to sift through these things. So it's not even advisable to always have third party interferences in your relationship. It doesn't make any sense for you to keep talking to people about what happens in your relationship. When you have issues in your relationship, as much as you can, talk about it, resolve it within yourselves. It's only when you are not able to resolve the problems that you have together as a couple, that's when you should go outside and seek alternative opinions. Because, guy, forget it. Sometimes you might think that the person you're meeting to advise you on your relationship has your best interest at heart. But in actual sense, they don't. And it's pity that that's the kind of life we live in right now. But you always need to understand that the best person to advise you is you. So keep your ass in the relationship and work out whatever it is that is going wrong and get an alternative solution to it. But do not, third parties should be like a last form of resort for the both of you. So another mistake that people do is expecting their partner to be everything, and this is closely related to expecting them to be perfect. Like they expect their partner, you expect your partners to be everything to them, and it doesn't work that way. Understand that outside of you, your partner has like an individual life to live. He has like things to do. He has people that he would talk to for obvious reasons. He has people that would suit other needs for him. And it seems that we have this whole popular culture where we're like, your partner should be your be all and be it, but it's not possible. That's how you start for people, that's how you cause relationships to have unnecessary stress. Understand that your partner has other needs beyond emotional needs, and you cannot satisfy all these needs. Another mistake young adults make is we're never totally honest with ourselves when it comes to feelings. Hard guy, hard guy. This is like one generation that is very tiring because we try to be so mean, so macho, so like we bottle a lot of things in just because we don't want someone to think, this one, I don't want this one to be look like I'm cheap, or I don't like. There are a whole lot of funny ideologies that goes on, and I don't even understand it to a large extent because why are you hiding your feelings? Why you're already in a relationship, but you're still forming hard guy for who? And that's why most times we don't even get to enjoy the full feeling or full experience that comes with having a relationship because you're bottling up your emotions, you're bottling up the things you want to do, you're bottling up the things you want to say. So how do you want the relationship to bloom? How do you even want to be happy in it? So that's why you get to see a lot of people, they have relationships, but they are very, very much lonely in the relationships. Like, make it make sense. So understand that it's very okay to be vulnerable because that's the whole essence of having a relationship, vulnerability. Be vulnerable enough to understand that you need to let your feelings out because if you're not ready to feel, don't be into a relationship. Understand that your feelings are there for you to feel them. Understand that you can talk about your feelings. Understand that you can express the way you feel to whoever it is you're dating. Like, don't make the mistake of trying to bottle things up. That's how you miss out on a lot of things. That's how you build up resentment. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I do hope that as you've watched this video, you've seen mistakes that people make, and you try to. Even me, I'm guilty of some of them, but we're working on this. We're getting better. You try as much as I can to watch out to see all these mistakes and try not to make them because in life you make mistakes but you learn from them, so don't just swallow the fact that this is what I do. Try to be better, try to understand some of these things, and I promise you're going to live a happier, easier, better, fresher life. I'm telling you guys, a lot of this won't even bother you anymore. So thank you much for sticking this long by watching this video. Feel free to like, share and subscribe if you've not subscribed. I'll be back next week with another episode, and please let's not forget, elections are here. Make sure you cast your vote. Vote, vote. See, if you don't vote, you're wrong. That's all I can say. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.